prevail. We will weave our essence into their fabric, unseen, unheard, until the moment of grand revelation. They will resist, but in the end, they will thank us. We shall have our enemies feast with us in a world unshackled, reborn in the spirit of Halloween.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Honor versus Madness live AMA. We come to you every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be doing these once a week from here on out. That gives updates on the entire ecosystem, updates on gameplay and game development, and updates on the economics. Literally everything that we have going on over the next year as we build out this incredible game that we all can't wait to see come to life. So, that being said, I want to also introduce my co host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so happy to be with everyone tonight. We do need to just have a quick check that we're connected on Twitter, as I don't see it on my end.
Yeah, so I got an update right before we went on, and unfortunately, we lost our blue check mark just for a little bit while we were transitioning on some paid ads, and it won't let me stream without a verified Twitter account, LA. So we are not going to be on Twitter
Oh,
today.
okay. Yeah, we were making some changes in the background in order to facilitate a larger scale advertising on Twitter, and we ended up making some changes that put us back into review mode on our check. So we'll have that fixed by next week.
Yep, perfect. So yeah, sorry that happened just literally as we were going live. But you can share LA if you want to share my personal Twitter feed to the HVM website. That is a good fix. So and if you are listening to this live stream, you can always just join our official YouTube channel and give us questions there in real time as well. So before we kick things off, LA, is there anything else you want to say to all the wonderful people that have joined us tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, thank you for joining us. And second of all, we have made the most insane amount of progress behind the scenes this week. We're so excited to share it with all of you. It seems like every week that's going by is like 5 weeks with the amount that we're getting done. It's incredible what has changed now that we have this large scale marketing team behind us and things just continue to roll so quickly. Whereas we were trying to kind of do everything on our own in the past, now we have not only this large development team, both on the Web3 and the gaming sides, but we also have this amazing team behind us that is helping us with all of our marketing and advertising and some PR and influencers and all this amazing stuff. So it is incredible what we're able to accomplish in a week's time. And every week we end the week feeling so satisfied about what we've got accomplished, where we're at in regards to preparing for TGE, and what's about to happen.
Yeah, 100%. To LA's point, we feel like we're set up for success, and we'll go over some things tonight that are a little bit of an edit to what we had originally planned, but obviously still super bullish for everything moving forward. And we have a ton of what we like to call amplifiers that are going to really make TGE a success. And, again, TGE. Yes, it is a singular date and time, but remember, this is the launch of the entire economic system, and it's only the beginning as we you know, continually build over the next year in bringing the game to life. Again, I can't stress how early we all are, no matter what happens. So, a lot of momentum being made this week. All the final touches for the massive marketing blitz that's coming, and you can really start to see some of this stuff rolling out over the next few days, even as it goes. So, um, that also being said, we had an amazing video come out from Bartertown yesterday. So Bartertown conglomerate, a lot of you may be familiar with Ray. He's an OG influencer in the space. Known him personally for, geez, almost over 8 years probably. And he was one of our early supporters in the pre-sale. But it's great to see when people truly, get to know how powerful the launch is set to be, and he highlighted all of that. And LA, we have some AMA scheduled as well around TGE, not only from our internal KOLs that we have had relationships with, but we're also branching out into a whole new audiences, right?
Yes. So we have been in contact with most of the KOLs that we worked with, excuse me, during the private sale. We've been in discussions with them to get all of their communities up to date on all of the details pre TGE. And then we have our amazing marketing company setting up all kinds of KOLs and influencers to put out tweets, videos, to do AMAs, um, post TGE and some pre TGE as well. And so we have a really well-rounded kind of two-tier system where there is a whole area of advertising, marketing, KOLs, PR prior to TGE, and then a whole wave of it starting TGE and beyond for a few weeks there, post TGE. And then we'll obviously be continuing on as we go. But we have tons set up. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And it's
Oh, you cut out there. I can't hear you anymore.
sorry about that. Technical difficulties here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, never. It wouldn't be a stream without some issues, but all right, here we go. So yeah, what I was gonna say is, on top of like KOLs and paid ads and earned ads, we've also been doing a ton of community building through contests. So Ellie, I don't know if you want to go into the next contest we're rolling out and what that looks like and how some of you can really capitalize on helping us get the word out.
Yes. And so we have a new competition that's going to be kicking off in the next few days. I don't have an exact date on that, but it should be live within the next 2 or 3 days. And there's going to be $1,000 worth of prize pool up for grabs. It will be split between 4 winners of $250 apiece. We had so much success with the last competition that we held. And so this one's going to even be larger scaled. And it really helped us with the growth of our accounts. This is just one of 3 giveaways that we have rolling out. So we also have our ongoing Galaxy campaign where you can earn points just by connecting with our Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and liking and sharing our posts. We have this $1,000 giveaway coming up. And then we also have something else that's actually going to be going live tomorrow that we will reveal to you in the next couple days.
Yeah, amazing. And again, I don't want to drop too much alpha, but this next thing is pretty awesome. I mean, if you guys were a fan of our quiz where you would actually, learn a little bit about our lore, answer some questions, and then actually be given a title, whether you're Shadow Realm or the Wizarding Society, we took this to again a whole new level with even some more potential giveaways. So can't wait to announce that tomorrow. Keep an eye out. We'll be doing a full post on this new incentive. And again, those of you that have been here already, and those of you that are just learning about Universe of Madness, can take advantage of what we're doing. So I'm excited for that. The team killed it on what we're offering, and again, should bring some major value to all of you. I know, airdrops were the big thing, but this what we're offering could be even more lucrative than a potential airdrop. So, all right, I'm dropping too much alpha, LA. I'll leave it at that. But tonight we wanted to really touch on TGE and everything that we have moving and leading up to that. Before we get into that again, please just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are on the live feed, you can type in the chat any questions you may have as well. We'll get to that either as we go or at the very end. But LA, we do have a little bit of news to update in regards to TGE. Again, I think that nothing is ever smooth in crypto, no matter how much we plan. But that being said, this is actually way more bullish. So while we had originally planned to schedule TGE for October 30th, and the last couple of days we've really planned even more, much more really around TGE, and adding to that timeline is unfortunately just something that we feel we need to do. And I say unfortunately, but honestly, it's really bullish. I mean, we have set up all these amplifiers, and we'll talk about why it's bullish over the next few points here. But so the new TGE date will be scheduled for November 12th. We wanted to give you as much detail on all this as to why. So we're going to that next. But again, the only potential downside is we're missing the Halloween tie-in. But honestly, Halloween we can celebrate twice. How about that, LA? So you want to go into a little bit why the main reason of we felt it was best in everybody's interest
For
to
sure.
push?
And just to let all of you know, we're actually not fully missing out on the Halloween hype because we are going to be included in the Halloween roundups for a couple big publications, which is exciting.
For
So
sure.
we will still be included in those regardless of the date change. And so I definitely want to invite you to frame your mind around this being super bullish, because the reasons we decided to do this are insanely bullish, not only for you individually, but for everyone. So our new TGE date is obviously scheduled for November 12th, and we just wanted to give all the details as to why and why it's so much more bullish. So the first and main reason is staking. We decided that we want to give all of the early supporters who purchased GrimGold in the private sale a really incredible opportunity to actually start staking their tokens before TGE. So not only does this give all of you an opportunity to start earning before TGE, but it adds a lot more sustainability and stability to the token itself, while really rewarding all of the early supporters. When you see the
Yeah.
insane rewards and bonuses that you can receive for staking, you'll understand exactly why this change and decision is so incredibly bullish. Did you want
Yeah.
to expand?
Yeah, 100%. Like again, I don't want to steal your thunder, but yeah, we're in the final stages right now of finalizing staking. Again, everything we do is 100%, tested and retested. We've never had any exploits or any security issues, so we're in the final stages of that. But everything Ellie said is 100% true. We will be releasing all the staking reward breakdowns. We already alluded to it a little bit in the tokenomics that you'll be able to pick different time frames in terms of staking, but the actual rewards are going to be really, really lucrative. And honestly, it gives, like Ellie said, a bonus to all of you that were in the private sale, but it's also really bullish to everybody participating in TGE because it's potentially less selling pressure on day one, and that again is really powerful. Even though we have everything in place that you know all the pre-sales are long term. Investors, they're part of our community. They're here for the long run. Staking just absolutely will prove that there is a very low circulating supply, and that allows newcomers to ape into the token even that much more, knowing that pre-salers aren't going to take advantage of the situation. So, and that being said, again, we're in a also a really bullish predicament because the pre-sales only got about a 10% discount anyway. So we got to see multiple X's on day one for that to even be relevant. But we have done everything we can to set ourselves up for success, and giving us an extra 2 weeks for marketing and staking and communicating what to do and what not to do to all of you over that time really is going to be a better decision. And we have some really great content coming out as well. I teased this in our Telegram a few days ago, but Julius, our founder, is also putting together an amazing interview video specifically around gameplay that I think will get a lot of you excited for what the future is already holding for us. And again, we're still we're just getting started. So, all right, Ella, you want to go into the next point?
Absolutely. Yes. And so the second reason is advertising and marketing. And so it's giving us an insane opportunity to build up an even larger scale approach where we have more time to roll out much, much more content. We, like AJ just said, can get additional graphics and video footage from Julius and the gaming studio. We can get more KOLs lined up and involved. We have a lot more press and media releases happening. We can run advertising campaigns for a couple weeks longer. So this will make us a much, much more powerful force going into TGE with a much higher probability of trending and going viral with our content.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we have all of those things in place. Display ads, different reporting sites, displays trending, like LA said, when we get our volume. A lot of that stuff you can't even pay for, and has to happen organically. But we have all again the amplifiers set up so that we do see, the multiple X's and the volume coming in on day one. Again, nothing we talk about here is financial advice, but we are here to explain, the mindset and the actual economics going into TGE. And yeah, I mean, again, this is a long-term process. If people are extremely excited for the game and bullish on what we're building, I mean, it's about accumulating as much as you can early so that we have long-term success moving forward. And a lot of that plays into our tokenomics as well, which we'll bring up here in a minute. But um, uh, again, we've learned a lot over the nearly decade combined in, well, me alone a decade, but in terms of Web3 gaming and all the other crypto related experience, well over a decade of combined experience. We've known what works and what doesn't work, and we're applying everything that we've seen work into the launch of this token. So, all right. So Ella, do you want me to go ahead and bring up some images here? Let me try to get them streamed. Was there anything else you want to talk about before we bring up some of the uh, token charts?
No, I think we can move on. And then any questions that are popping up in the chats, we'll answer at the end.
Okay, awesome. So, all right, let's see here. Hang on, bear with me. All right, this is what we want to start on, right, LA?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So, some important details, again, just to recap on the last few AMAs. But GrimGold is the actual name of the token. Even though the game is called Universe Madness, this is our token name and symbol. It also has the call of GG, which in traditional gaming lore means good game. So that was the tie in there. The new TGE date, 100%, going forward will be November 12th rather than the 30th, and we will be releasing on Ethereum. So, you want to talk a little bit about the utility, Ellie?
Absolutely. So GG will serve as the primary utility currency for accessing all game related items and features. So holders can stake GrimGold to earn exclusive limited edition NFT rewards and other valuable in game items, as well as additional tokens. Additionally, GrimGold will be the entry token for high stakes, high rewards tournaments. These tokens provide players with verifiable ownership, possible financial incentives, and may give the ability to participate in governance in the future. Governance. Wow, I can't say that word.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. So the point is that there's a ton of utility behind the token, and it will be the main driver of the ecosystem. So again, some more things to highlight is a fair distribution, no team allocations. Again, I'll repeat, no team allocations. That means that we all as a team or as team members had to buy into the pre-sale. So it doesn't mean that we don't have any vested interest in the game. It means we had to buy just like all of you, and arguably have even more of a vested interest to see the game succeed because our own capital is on the line. So on top of that, no venture capitalists and no large individual holders. So again, even though we did have pre-sale, we did it the most safe and secure and bullish and sustainable way possible, just to get some seed money, for the initial development process, seeding our treasury, which we'll talk about in a minute, and paying for the initial marketing without ever having to sell tokens and dump on our community's heads. So we have an experienced team. Again, I mentioned earlier, combined well over a decade of experience in both real world businesses and crypto projects, as well as specifically gaming crypto projects. Low initial market cap. Again, a gaming token launched with a game development studio already months in production. That I've never seen a token that will launch at about $1 million market cap with everything that we have behind us. Usually, $1 million market cap token, is you're lucky if there's a website and a Fiverr dev. So we have so much more with a really low initial market cap, which again should lead to multiple X's on the token itself, and post-launch events. So planned events designed to burn and lock up GG to go further, increasing not only GG scarcity but also the long-term value. So LA, anything you want to add to that one? Sorry, I was on a roll.
No, you were on a good roll. No, I
Awesome.
think we covered kind of all the basis on the GrimGold token and why it has so much potential and utility.
Great. All right. So let's see. All right. You want to go over this slide as well, or I know we went over it on the last one, but maybe just go over it one more time.
Yeah, so the total tokens is 1 billion. Our FDV at TGE, if you can say that 10 times fast, is approximately 2.1 million. One thing that we're very excited about is the low starting market cap, which is approximately 1.63 million. And there'll be approximately 41 ETH, which will be used to create the LP at TGE. Um, and the supply in LP at TGE will be approximately 4.6%. So the private sale buyers make up 30% of the token supply. Tokens will be locked for 1 year for future initiatives. Sorry, let me rephrase the way I said that. 22.5% of tokens will be locked for 1 year for future initiatives, including gaming and tournament rewards, as well as community incentives. Then staking will make up 10%, although if needed, the team will buy back tokens from the market for staking rewards, which is super bullish. And then the Treasury will hold 37.5%, which is used for liquidity on centralized and decentralized exchanges, as well as early community airdrops.
I love it. Absolutely. And just remember again, this is all approximate. There's a lot of variables that are out of our control in terms of the price of ETH, overall market conditions. And we did see a little pullback in the market. That was not a determining factor in pushing TGE, but it just so happens that will probably also work in our favor as well. And then just one thing I did want to highlight, LA did allude to this, but the staking reward. So even though we're allocating 10%, in reality, it may be more than that. However, that is because we would go and buy GrimGold off the market and then use that to, again, reward stakers in the longer stakes. And why that is so bullish is because typically staking rewards, they're just used to dump. And if you don't have the buying pressure ahead of time to counteract that dumping, then it usually can be detrimental to the price. But because we're buying it first and then rewarding it, it avoids that negative selling pressure outside of the initial 10%. And, ultimately, even a worst case scenario, if everybody sold their staking rewards, it would be a net neutral effect on the price, which again is so bullish for rewards moving forward. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to add to this part, LA?
No, nope.
All right. And then last slide here. Again, I'll let you go over it, LA, and I'll just elaborate.
Awesome. So let's dive into staking. So users can stake for 30, 90, 180, or 360 days. There will be exponentially higher bonuses for longer term staking. And you can earn both liquid GG tokens as well as Carnival tickets for staking. The Carnival shop is literally so exciting. And I don't even think you guys have realized yet or let it sink in, like how valuable this Carnival shop could be.
For
It's
sure.
far beyond any GG tokens you can earn. There are 3 levels of the Carnival shop. So the first level is the basic shop. It's always available, and you can earn Carnival tickets that you can redeem in the basic shop for in-game items and more. Then we move on to the luxury shop. These are items available in the Carnival shops and some other places. So this includes basic, rare, epic, and legendary NFT cards. Where it's really at is the exclusive shop. These are items that are only exclusively available in the Carnival shop. And this includes legendary staking exclusive NFT items. And so think of it like a carnival or a Chuck E. Cheese or one of those type of places when you're a kid or even to enjoy as an adult. The more tickets you collect, you can redeem for better items. The longer you stake for, the higher earnings you'll have, including those carnival tickets, which will make it easier to earn those legendary NFT cards. And if you recall, when we spoke pre-private sale, some of the legendary cards have the potential to become extremely valuable in the future because they are of limited supply. They are quite rare.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. I want to just elaborate on these 2 things before we end with the treasury management. But yeah, so staking will be in predetermined timeframes. Again, we'll have a lot more information on the actual APR that those will generate, but the APR although it will be extremely lucrative by itself, the APR that we can't really determine, which again is so even more of a value add, it may even be worth more than the GG tokens that you get to begin with, is this Carnival ticket system. So Carnival tickets will be a token, but there will be an e-liquid token. So literally the only way to get these Carnival tickets is to get them through staking. You will not be able to buy them on the secondary market, at least in the beginning. And that is why it's so bullish, because the only way to get these exclusive items is by staking. And then, especially those that stake for longer have the opportunity of getting these more, rare, epic, and legendary items that then can be either played in the game or sold on the secondary market for a much higher return than than just the GG rewards alone. And we will have a whole breakdown of what you'll be getting in the Carnival shop, the amount of Carnival tickets you get per GG for staking. All of that info will be released prior to staking over the next few days. Uh, but just stay tuned for all that. And yeah, it's going to be really, really bullish. And again, just another reason to encourage people to stake and realize their gains through the marketplace rather than having to ever sell your GG. And that's an overall theme for those that are new to our ecosystem. This is an overall theme that we have really mastered, and that is giving everybody the opportunity to earn without ever having to sell your initial position. So again, the whole idea is that GG is the lifeblood of producing other items or other opportunities that you can take profit in without ever hurting the price of GG. So again, LA, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that a little bit, but we've become experts at that in our
Yes.
previous protocols. So
I actually want to elaborate on something else as well.
okay, perfect.
I want to elaborate on why it's so incredibly bullish that we've made the decision that we have to put the TGE date on November 12th. I just want to paint a very clear picture in your head if you did purchase in the private sale. So some of these items available in the exclusive shop are limited. They're legendary cards that are rare, and there's only a very specific limited supply of each individual card. Some cards are more basic, there may be a lot more of them. Some cards are more rare, and there may be a lot fewer of them. Well, anyone who was involved in the private sale has the ability to start staking a little bit early, which we haven't released the exact details about that yet, but it means that the earlier you stake, whether it's pre-TGE or whether it's immediately at TGE, the earlier you stake, the earlier of an opportunity that you're going to have to potentially save up enough Carnival tickets to purchase those more rare items. Because when it comes to a rare item, there is only a limited supply of it. And so whoever purchases it first, gets that first opportunity to get their hands on it. So it's incredibly bullish. And we wanted to be able to create that opportunity for everyone who was an early supporter. But there is an incredible opportunity regardless of whether you got in on the private sale or not, because you have the ability to start staking day one if you're just newly getting involved in the TGE. And that means starting right away to earn those Carnival tickets to save up for what you really want. And some of those items could end up being very, very valuable in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. I think that's a really amazing point that people are sleeping on. And it is a matter of playing the long term as well. So even though you are getting a bit of a head start, if you were part of the pre-sale, if you're listening to this recording and you're buying GG, 2, 3 weeks, 4 or 5 months after TGE, you are still able to stake and accumulate those Carnival tickets. So maybe you don't want to spend them immediately on this rare item, and you want to wait for the carnival shop to roll over, or maybe add a new item, because that's part of it as well. A lot of these items will have a time frame around them, so that is again another reason that there's a lot of gamification involved in making sure you have enough tickets on hand to buy whatever it is that ends up coming into the shop that may be super, super valuable on the secondary market. So, and that's the other cool thing. Just one last little point. That is not money that the game as a business receives. That is again all gains that you get to have as a participant. So that's another really cool thing to remember, is that again the shop is a value transfer from us as a company, making money on those things, to you as the player being able to make money on those things. So another beautiful part of our play to or play to own system that is much more healthy than play to earn, but has all the benefits of play to earn. So, all right, that was my last
My
point.
God, the way you describe that, just even though I already know that stuff, it gets me so excited. Just the thought of, the gamification of competing for these limited time items and saving up enough tickets to be able to purchase them. Like, I'm all about that. That like ignites my like competitive flair. I love it. It's so fun.
For sure, 100%. So, all right, and then last but not least, our treasury management. Our treasury is bolstered by blue chip assets that we've invested directly into our own protocols. Now, I did want to clarify this real quick. That doesn't mean that we spent, the treasury buying EMP or Spark or any of our other protocols. What it means is that we utilize our technology in our protocols to generate yield. So uh, we also are the owner operators of Dex Finance, and they have an incredible vault system that allows us to earn yield on providing liquidity for these assets. So that is what we mean by essentially, drinking our own Kool-Aid, and it's how all of our other protocols have been able to yield sustainable income and revenue through no matter what bear or bull cycle we see, and how we've been able to survive for the last 3 years. So, and again, this also covers all the marketing, PR, advertising, and ongoing game development without ever having to dump our tokens on everybody's heads. Because typically, in projects like this, there is no treasury management, and the only way to pay for things is for the treasury to sell their own tokens onto their community, which again is only massive selling pressure overall. So, does that make sense, LA? I just want to clarify that.
Yes, and it also means that we have an ongoing budget for marketing. So many other protocols, they have this initial pre-sale or private sale, and once they have used the funds to fund their game development or their initial marketing push, they run out of money, and so they either have to um, dump tokens to pay for additional marketing, or the marketing stops altogether. And so we are earning yield every single day, which means that we have the yield to fund game development, marketing, PR, advertising, all of that stuff on an ongoing basis, which means that long after TGE, we will be continuing to promote the hell out of Honor versus Madness and GrimGold, as well as, future um, card pack sales and NFTs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, 100% LA. And again, the proof is in the pudding. After all that we've spent on the initial game development, getting where we are, this massive marketing push, everything, the treasury is, almost exactly where it was when we started the pre-sale. So that alone is just so powerful in terms of what we're saying and the sustainability moving forward. So, all right, awesome. I think that was it for the slides, right, LA? What's next on the agenda?
Think so. I think next we wanted to I think we were going to just touch a little bit on the amazing potential for the GrimGold token and really comparing it to some of these other game tokens that we have seen just absolutely fly.
For sure.
So, what do you personally feel that GrimGold has an advantage over some of these other tokens that we've seen fly, like AXS and ILV and Atlas? What would you say are the factors that cause you to believe that GrimGold not only will mirror the success over of some of these tokens, but potentially even surpass it?
Yeah, 100% LA. So we have an awesome graphic that I want to pull up. So give me a minute while I'm going into this. But yeah, I mean, I think that again, the gaming narrative has always been strong. I think there is a little bit of kind of a narrative that gaming tokens are past their prime. But I think that the reason that is because people are so used to the play to earn mentality. And no matter what you do with a play to earn model, it only extracts value from the ecosystem over time, and it is not sustainable. So, no matter how much hype you have, no matter how much momentum you have through VCs and giant whales that support, over time that is not sustainable, and those tokens end up going down massively. And so, in our situation, I think that we're gonna not only have a similar pump, but then we're not gonna see a major dump. Again, I'm talking over the long term, that we would see in other tokens because we have all these things in place to make the ecosystem more sustainable. It's not play to earn. We're allowing people to take profit in the ecosystem without hurting the underlying assets, and just very so much that is in our favor that uh, a lot of these other tokens have done, but that we will do as well and do it in a much better way.
Yes, absolutely. And then, there's things like AJ just started to touch on the fact that we don't have any involvement from VCs. We don't have any individual holders who hold more than 0.4% of the overall supply of the tokens. We do have staking options on day one or even prior to day one where it makes so much sense to stake your tokens because the earnings are so rewarding, especially for longer time periods. We do have aggressive burn mechanics built into a protocol. There's so much utility for the token. For example, getting into tournaments, buying card packs. Every time that those things happen, tokens are being purchased in order to get involved. And AJ, do you want to go into how the burning mechanisms work when things like tournaments or card pack sales come into play?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I brought up this other graphic that I think helps illustrate what we're saying too. But yeah, the burning mechanisms are really powerful. So again, we'll be releasing more info on this as the individual catalysts happen. But for instance, any tokens that would be used for going into tournaments, a large portion of those, if not all of them, will be burned. And same with pack sales rather. We have the ability to determine uh, whether or not to just burn all the GG that is used to go into those sales. Or again, at least a large portion, and it even goes down to the marketplace itself. So we will be having our own uh, secondary marketplace where you can buy and sell assets. We can hard code a percentage of all sales through the marketplace to automatically burn the GG or buy and burn the GG that is used through the marketplace. So there are so many different things that actually make, again, GG deflationary, if not potentially hyper deflationary, as we move forward. And so all of those things are really healthy in terms of economics.
I love it. Okay, let's dive into this graphic.
Yeah, 100%. So I know LA, we had mentioned the success of some other top gaming tokens, and I think this slide in particular really illustrates that. So not only is it an amazing indicator in terms of X's and percentage gain, again, this is not financial advice. These results are not guaranteed by any means. However, what I like to look at is the days until all-time high. So a lot of these protocols had amazing success, but their all-time high was about 170 days out. So on average, and so that again to me says that those of you here should have a longer-term mindset, take advantage of the staking early and earn while you essentially you're holding, and then look into taking profit, as the token and the holder count is able to grow and mature to healthier levels. So yeah, I don't know. What do you like about this graphic, LA? Maybe the 133 1333x? I don't
Yes,
know. Yeah,
certainly. I
that's
mean,
totally.
imagine investing $1,000 into a token and then making you a millionaire a year later. That's just insane. But outside of the money, what I love is I'm so used to being involved in DeFi protocols. And outside of EMP, most DeFi protocols, when they launch a token, you see this giant green candle and then this giant red candle. Well, these gaming tokens have proven that it's a more gradual rise over time. And I love that because it gives us the ability to build this really loyal, unreal community that are so emotionally invested in the future of the game, in the community, in doing the right things to help boost the token prices, because it's not this quick flash in the pan. It's this gradual build, which gives more people the opportunity to learn about the game, to educate themselves on how things work and the different ways to earn within the game, within, investing in the token and staking and all these things. It's so much more sustainable. And that's what I love about it. It's not necessarily a degen move.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And again, I mean, we're going to be here along with you, along with all of you along the way. Obviously, there will be days that have massive green candles, and there'll be days that have massive red candles. And the whole idea is that you are here for the long run because, again, something we really even haven't talked about yet is that once the game is live, that is a whole nother revenue stream that then kicks in that we have not had for potentially a year. Again, the game MVP we're hoping to get out within 8 months, with more of a full fledged launch about a year from now. And so again, we're going to see a whole nother pump on the token price, even with everything we have scheduled. Uh, you know, Initial pack sales, maybe even some potential mini games that utilize GG over the next few months. But then at the end of the year of next year, when the game is up and people are buying it and spending money, and playing it, that is a whole nother revenue stream that will support the GrimGold, token itself, whether it's through buybacks and burns or more in-game rewards. There's so many things that we can do, and so again, we have all these catalyst events set up for the next year plus that all the number one thing they do is help support the token. So mentally prepare yourselves now, even if you were in the pre-sale. Get ready to keep a bag of fresh powder on the side to gradually buy on those red days, and get a big bag for the coming year when the game actually starts making money for the protocol. So Yeah, does that make sense, LA? It's just so much,
Yes,
so much bullish things in the pipeline.
for sure.
Cool. All right.
Now, interesting enough, shout out to Philly Trades, who's on the stream right now. He sent us both a really incredible article yesterday, and we wanted to touch on part of the article on today's stream because it felt very relevant to what we have going on right now.
Totally.
Do you want to
Yep. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Hang on one sec, sorry.
And so, just to give you a preview while he's pulling that up, the title of the article is called "Is Crypto Gaming Ready to Go Mainstream?"
Perfect. All right. Let me scroll down here. The actual part about this. Here it is. So it's about halfway down. All right, Ella, you want to go? Can you see on stream? You
Yep.
want to read some bullet points and then I'll kind of elaborate?
Yeah, for years now, gaming has been touted as one of the crypto industry's biggest potential use cases, with 9 billion of venture capital having been poured into on-chain gaming since 2015. But so far, few games with on-chain components have caught on in a massive way, and the category has grappled with a reputation for building products that aren't that much fun. And you've heard AJ say before, we didn't want to just have crypto devs build a game. We wanted to have a development team that really focused on building games and making really dynamic, graphic heavy, just like really fun games. So that
For
might have
sure.
changed. They're talking about the release of a new game called Off the Grid in this article, but they go on to speak about games that really focus on their users and the fun and the different elements of the game that are actually engaging. What stood out to you in that article, AJ?
Yeah, 100%, LA. You took the words out of my mouth. I mean, again, this is from Coinbase.com, and literally, about 20% of this article is word for word what I have been saying for the last few months. And, that is the switch from, this work type game
Hmm.
where you're essentially playing the game as a job. It's not really that much fun. You're only doing it because you're able to earn so much from it. And, that is an incredible thing that is only achievable in blockchain. But again, that is not sustainable. And for all the stories of people you hear, in third world countries, supporting their village or buying, a new house, that means that there are other people that have lost as well. Because again, in the traditional play to earn model, it is a zero sum game. There's for
Hmm.
every winner, there's a loser. And so with our approach, um, you know, not only is it play to own, where you're earning through the on-chain assets, which again they mentioned in this as well that they are going to be releasing a marketplace for their assets. But um, what I really liked in this article is the essentially the deprioritizing of actual blockchain integration. So, what I mean by that is, yes, blockchain and decentralization is incredible, and owning your own assets in a game is the future, and that will be the case moving forward. But the mainstream, gamer is not ready to have to download a wallet and learn about crypto just to play the game. And so we are having this approach similar to, again, the game mentioned in this article, where the game itself functions a lot more like a Web 2 game, but that is easy to log on. You don't need to know about crypto, you don't need to have a wallet. Um, but if you choose to take ownership of your assets, you're now incentivized to learn about crypto. And that is a fundamental shift where we're not forcing people, but we're actually teaching people. And I think that is, again, what will get, uh, the what was it, $8 billion of assets, gamers, assets into Web3 based games. So yeah, does that make
Yes,
sense, Ellie?
absolutely. I want to read one segment of the article that kind of reiterates what you just said. Popular previous gen on chain games like Axie Infinity have an outsized focus on play to earn gameplay, where users could earn cryptocurrency through repetitive mechanics, and user numbers often fell sharply once it became harder to earn tokens. Game studios are wising up. According to Brian Welch, a designer for the on chain trading card game Gods Unchained, instead of focusing a game around an in game token economy, Web3 gaming studios are prioritizing a different attribute, making a game that's above all fun. And so you've seen that is our number one focus, making the game extremely fun to play, the kind of game that you are excited to sign on and start playing because there's things that are continuously coming out to excite the community and user base. There's incredible graphics and this ability to be involved in this 3D world that we haven't seen in trading card games before. And there's just so many dynamics to make it so fun and exciting to play. And that has been a focus. And this Coinbase article really exemplifies that that's the direction that gameplay is going in if you want to release a really successful game.
I love it, Ella. Yeah, and again, shout out to Philly Trades for sending me this first. We had a lot of community members actually send this and say, "Man, this is like exactly the mentality that you've been preaching, for the last few months." And so this is yet another reason. I mean, if you're seeing articles on Coinbase come out around this, then obviously there is a shift in that mentality, and we are poised to be one of the first trading card games to take advantage of this mindset of creating a badass game first and then having everything else fall into place behind it. So yeah, all right, amazing stuff, LA. Again, stuff like this, it really confirms that we are on the right path and gets me super excited for what the future will hold for sure.
Whoop, I was muted. I was saying me too.
Awesome. So awesome. All right. Well, what else do we have here? I know we're going on about an hour. We have a lot to cover, so these AMAs will be at least an hour probably moving forward. We have a bunch of questions as well, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have some specific questions, please add that to the comments on YouTube, and we'll get to that next. But LA, any other items on the agenda for this evening?
Yeah, so we got a couple questions ahead of time that I wrote on our notes that we'll cover first, and then we'll dive into the comments for some questions. So the first one was, what do these changes in the TGE date, how do they affect our mystery boxes? When can we open them and reveal what we got?
Yeah, 100%. So, and sorry for the background noise. My daughter's excited for GrimGold. So, but yeah, the mystery boxes were a perk that were given to pre-sailers depending on how heavy they went in, and TGE or no TGE, that it doesn't the date it doesn't affect the those legendary cards. So the goal is to hopefully have them available prior to game launch for sure, but maybe most likely around the time that our first initial card pack sales go out, and then our marketplace to follow. So we want to have all the infrastructure set up first before we allow people to unveil what cards they may have gotten, whether it's through the mystery boxes or through actually buying cards, card packs when we have our first card pack sale. But no matter what, it will be sometime next year, and it will revolve around having the secondary marketplace live as well, because again, those that may want to flip those or take advantage, or those that didn't have the opportunity to get into pre-sale will be extremely bullish on buying those from those that are willing to sell. So we want to make sure that's ready for sure. Again, not an exact date what they probably wanted, but hopefully that answers.
Awesome. And then the other one is, so if we get to stake early, does that mean we're actually earning GG and Carnival tickets before TGE ever happens?
Yeah, so again, we're gonna have a very unique mechanism. That again, as soon as we have everything locked down, we will release it. But yes, the short answer to that is 100%, and um, uh, you just won't be able to sell, your rewards until TGE is live. So.
Okay, great. Now let's dive into some of these from the comments. When will staking go live approximately?
Okay, yep, let me pull that up. So again, we are hoping for at least 2 full weeks, of allowing you to stake before TGE. We don't have the exact date yet, but please know that by the next AMA, we should have everything ready, and we'll have most up to date information in our socials. So, and we are working on updates to the white paper as well that will include as much relevant info as we can. But just get ready. I mean, again, if you were already part of the pre-sale, you will be getting your tokens to stake. And if you aren't, were not part of the pre-sale, then just get ready to buy on TGE and stake immediately when that happens.
Awesome. Yeah, we will for sure continue to give all the updated details as soon as we have them. So next one is from Philly Trades. Will Web2 users buy GG packs via Steam?
Yeah, so again, this is a great question. The ultimate goal, and again, we have to be careful because there still has to be a third degree of separation. We can't just take fiat through the game and give GG, because then we become an exchange, and there's a lot of regulatory red tape around that. However, you will be able to buy certain packs and certain items with fiat if you don't care about in-game ownership. So obviously, we want everybody to own their own assets, but some people just want to play, a game on the train, or when they're at a barbecue, just hanging out, and they don't care about everything that goes with it, more the casual players. And for those players, we give them every opportunity to spend, fiat through Steam or any of our platforms, and they don't even need to know that there is a Web3 element to the game.
Perfect. What will be circulating supply at launch?
Yeah, so we posted all that in the graphics. You can just go back and look at those for the exact details.
Awesome. Another one from Philly Trades. Will Web2 players interact with GG and be able to stake to earn Carnival tickets, or will they be the market to buy them from Web3 stakers?
Yeah, so again, this plays into what I was saying for sure. The way that we can maybe get around the exchange issues is also allowing them to buy in-game assets through the marketplace. So to Philly's point here, yeah, I mean, that would be a way that a non-crypto user can buy items that are the crypto represented side, and you as the a verified owner of that asset, you are the one getting paid. So again, it's really bullish. Almost like, I don't know how many of you played, World of Warcraft or Diablo or any of those. I mean, you were able to buy items on eBay from people for thousands of dollars. And we're doing this same sort of idea in a verified, trustless, NFT based marketplace that does include fiat without being an exchange. So all of that is super bullish. And to my point earlier of people that just want to spend, $20 to buy into the game and play casually, that is really powerful because that $20 of fiat is new revenue into the ecosystem. So whether that is paying for more game development or marketing, or if we're the treasury is healthy and we're stacking our reserves, then that is money that can be used to then just support the ecosystem, and again potentially buy and burn GG off the market as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Awesome. We shared the article. There's not that many that have attempted to merge Web 2 and Web 3. Honor versus Madness could very well be the leader of the pack, of a few that attempt it.
Yeah, no
Very
doubt.
true.
Well, yeah, totally, Philly. And on that note, I mean, again, I want to just cap on the whole decentralized aspect. So I think that there is a place for games that are built completely on chain and can never be taken down. I think Splinterlands is an amazing example. They are the OG in the space of fully 100% on chain decentralized gameplay. Um, but the reality is that that is very expensive, and the general public doesn't care about that. What the general public does care about, and what I think is the most bullish for blockchain technology, is this verified ownership. Again, the play to own model. And even another article I saw recently was from Steam, updating their terms of service, where again, if you're playing games on Steam, you're essentially just paying for a license to play that game. You don't own the game, and that is a really big deal. And so, in our approach, we are utilizing a centralized system for the actual game itself, but all of the assets in the game will be 100% verifiable on chain. And this is way more efficient, way more cost effective, way less complicated, and ultimately delivers a better product with all the same benefits of a pure on chain game. Oh, LA, you there?
Yes, I'm pulling a U. Sorry.
No worries.
Talking away while muted. Amazing. Our next point, 1.5 billion in venture capital invested into blockchain gaming studios this year. We need to go get in those venture capitalists' ears.
Yeah,
Yes.
no doubt, Philly. So we made the decision not to go to those VCs, at least for the pre-sale. But yes, I agree. As we start rolling out and as the game is live, I think that there could be a lot of interest in this game to help us scale. And by then, those big VCs and institutional money is buying after us, which
Mhm.
again, that's the goal with all this. We don't want them buying and dumping on our heads. We want to buy and take advantage of the VCs. So yeah, and again, I think all that will come into play when the game is closer to officially launching and getting the attention that it deserves, being an industry leader for sure.
When you sit back and really think about getting to be a part of something like this at the very beginning stages, it's almost overwhelming how incredible it is. I can really see where this is going to go, especially with all of the amazing help we have behind us on our team now to really get the word out. And it's just so cool to be involved right out the gate. Whether you're an early investor or whether you're part of the team, it's really incredible.
Yeah, could not agree more, LA. I know we're living it every day, so it's a little hard for us see the bigger picture. But when we do these AMAs, it reminds me, everything that we have stacked up in our favor.
Absolutely. All right, another great question. Will the epic or legendary cards that are more rare be numbered 1 out of 20 or 1 out of 100 so we know how many of each card has been printed in the first edition?
Yeah, this is a great question, Chief. So, yeah, that is definitely part of the plan. I don't know that it will actually be printed on the card itself, but when you go into the dashboard or the user interfaces, it will give you the set run, so to speak. So, and we have plenty of analytics built in or planned to be built in that will help display this. So. Yeah, and again, that's another thing that really drives market value in other games is, even if you have a very limited run, like a, 1 of 20 or 1 of 100, if you actually have the first card or the last card or maybe a lucky number 8 in that series, I mean, those can fetch higher prices for the right collector. So, yeah, no concrete details on this, but it's definitely something that we are hoping to implement.
Love it. That's amazing. Cool. Well, that seems to be all the questions that I see. Do you see any others, AJ?
Yeah, no, I think we're good. Shout out to you, Philly. Thanks for being here. Again, a great supporter of our initial release, and uh, follow him for some great updates with HVM for sure. And we'll be doing our own round of AMAs with guys like Philly and Bartertown, and all of the OG KOLs that we have relationships with, and even some new ones. So yeah, really excited for all that. And yeah, I think that's it. If anybody else has some last minute questions, feel free to type in the chat now. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We had over 50 viewers tonight, which was great. And yeah, LA, anything you want to end with? Any other bullish info? I know TGE new date and rollout, but ultimately it is way more bullish for
Yes.
our time frames.
Yes. So the only other thing I have to add, we will have an article coming out in the next week and a half or so that gives you all the details for how to get prepared for TGE. That will include some additional tidbits about staking and everything surrounding TGE. So watch out for that. If you're not yet subscribed to our Medium channel, it's really important to make sure you are, because outside of these AMAs, that's where we're sharing all the long form important information. Um, if you are going to be onboarding funds for TGE, just make sure to start doing that sooner rather than later, because as you know, Coinbase, crypto.com, some of these sites that you are using for centralized exchanges, they do put a hold on funds for 5, sometimes up to 10 days. And so it would be a good idea to start taking care of that now if you are going to be needing to onboard funds for TGE.
Yeah, all are great points, LA, and we have a great relationship with Spritz as well. If you guys haven't heard of Spritz, they are a great way to onboard outside of centralized exchanges
Yes.
as well. So, and reach out to us, we can get you more info on those services. But yeah, I think that really covers a lot of it. Again, not ideal to have to push at any time, but in this situation, it's ultimately better for everybody. And the amount of amplification we have around TGE, it gives us a whole nother 2 weeks to build that momentum even more, give the staking rewards, get everybody in staking so that we can pump even harder. There's so many benefits to this, and we appreciate all of you understanding. And it won't even be an issue after TGE because we'll be off to the races. So everything else is on track. Game development has been really, really killing it. Again, we operate in different pods. So right now, the number one issue or number one task at hand is TGE and everything that you've heard us talk about the last few weeks. However, we are going to start really going a little bit deeper into gameplay and our founder Julius his work on the game itself. So stay
Love
tuned for that because I think once you guys see again, we already showed it a little bit on some of our articles and YouTube videos, but once you actually see what this game is going to be, it is an absolute no-brainer to get behind us. Right, LA? I know
Yes.
I'm just blown away at what they've been developing.
Totally. And like we don't like, well, you've seen more than I have, but I've only seen like small previews here and there, and then just like lots of graphics and stuff, which a lot of them will be debuted with our social media posts in the next few weeks. But
For sure.
um, it just blows me away. I mean, I've only ever been involved in Splinterlands, so that's kind of the only basis I have for what these card games look like. But these cards are just in a league of their own, and some of the graphics, and considering they're still in the very early stages of development, I can perceive that it'll only keep getting more and more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And I'm in the same boat. I mean, I have been around the block, whether it's with Splinterlands or Gods or Parallel or any of the Web3 games that we have seen, even Axie, a little more simplified graphics. But this is a game that is all to its own, meaning, you know, all the gameplay elements, all the graphics, all the lore, everything is 100% built from scratch and will be a brand new, unique experience that really combines everything that people have enjoyed from similar genres all into one. So once people start seeing the actual gameplay and the UI and the cards on the battlefield, again, I think it's going to drive a whole new round of FOMO and confidence in us actually being able to pull this off because remember that was one last thing in those some of those games that we mentioned earlier in terms of uh, multiple X's. Those games did that with literally a Discord community and a trailer. They didn't have any sort of game or game even a promise of a game for years after TGE, and we are way ahead of the game with all that. So again, just one more reason to be excited. So all right, I think that'll do it. LA again. I don't want to go too long. Appreciate everybody's time and want to be respectful of all that. So any final words before we wrap it up? Go ahead.
Just thank you guys so much for joining us. We do please encourage you to continue to support on the socials. If you haven't yet joined our Telegram and Discord groups, now would be a great time to do that. And please make sure to follow us on Twitter, on Medium, on YouTube, on all of these forums to continue to help us get the word out, because every like, every share, every retweet, comment, it really does make a difference, especially when we've got these marketing dollars behind this project, really pushing it out everywhere we can. Your voice helps to amplify it.
I love it, 100% LA. And again, we do have a really bullish new initiative launching tomorrow, and make sure you all stay tuned for that. It will again be worth your while in helping us spread the word with some of the perks we're giving. So again, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but it's going to be exciting. So all right, awesome. Thank you for joining me as always, LA, my co-host with the most. And we are killing it behind the scenes. So get ready for a lot more coverage over the next few weeks going into TGE. And remember that this is just, even though TGE is a one-time date, TGE will be a sustained effort over the next few months as we continue to build momentum, build price, build users and engagement, and ultimately build the most amazing game that we can uh, and deliver it to all of you. So, all right. Good night. Good day. Much love. Have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you next week, Thursday, every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Bye bye.